Welcome to the Come Up Starter Kit, guys. My name is Shankar and I have a very special guest with me today, Sandra Lim. Now, guys, Sandra Lim is a talent acquisition manager. Today, I have brought on Sandra to give us a bit of an insight about her career journey and to understand what a talent acquisition manager does for people wanting to pursue a career within this field. Thank you so much, Sandra, for finding the time to chat with me, especially during these unprecedented times. Thank you.
No worries at all. Lovely to be here. I'm excited. It's my very first Zoom cast, so looking forward to it.
Very good, very good. All right, I'm going to jump right into it. I guess we are in another lockdown, which is a little bit crazy, but how are you coping with the new way of life and how are you finding it working from home?
For me personally, because I am an introvert, it's actually been quite wonderful working at home, not having to deal with people on the public transport and going into work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love interacting with my peers and team members and all of that and get that joy and energy, but I really enjoy being at home as well. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay. It's a surprising thing for a talent acquisition to be introverted, right?
That's right. I guess what you would probably say is I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yes.
I think my personality comes out across the video. It's because you're on the other side of the screen.
Right.
You're not here with me personally. But yeah, I guess for me, it's keeping busy, attending online conferences. If there's any upskilling where I can, there's a really great tool online called Social Talent. They've offered anyone in recruitment, I think HR as well, they've lost their jobs, free access for 3 months to learn online skill sets.
Nice.
And also volunteering as well with Jobs for Australia.
And that's a really good segue because you are doing some really exceptional work at the moment, and I think that will help quite a number of viewers. So if you want to touch on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, fantastic. So when I lost my job or my contract work was cut short due to COVID, I heard about this not-for-profit organisation called Jobs for Australia. It was started up by Andrea Kirby, Rich Lewis Jones, and Justine Figo from the TA community, with the idea of a community of HR and talent acquisition professionals coming together to give back to the community. So what we do is we help job seekers around Australia to work on their CVs, help them write their cover letters, build up their LinkedIn profile, work on personal branding, do job coaching, and so forth. It's a free service. Anyone can register with us. We've had close to 500 people register with us now. Quite a number have gone through one-on-one coaching. A number of people have found jobs as well with the help that we've given them. So that's really great to see. I myself am doing something completely different from my day job, which is my day job is as a TA manager, as Shankar mentioned. But what I do with Jobs for Australia as well is I manage all their social media. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, blogging, YouTube, some bits as well, where we're filming and recording. So we have free webinars that we present. We've got videos, tips and tricks.
Nice.
So lots going on in that space, keeping me busy.
Very good. And you are very good in the social media space as well, aren't you, Sandra?
Not sure if it's very good, but I've got some experience.
All right. So maybe I'll ask, what is your golden nugget though to staying sane? How are you sort of just keeping sane in these really, really crazy times?
Yeah, I think for myself personally, it's starting a hobby, keeping in touch with loved ones, I guess over Zoom or Skype or WebEx or whatever it is. Doing some volunteer work that's allowed me to do something different to my usual day-to-day. So it's really great, especially if you're thinking about a career change or what you've been doing all these years is not it. Have a look at all the volunteer work. There's lots of volunteer jobs that's out there. There's a Seek Volunteer website that you can jump on. They post volunteer jobs. Jump on it because you don't know what you don't. And volunteering is a great space to start learning about something new. For myself, getting some indoor plants. I'm a very proud plant parent. You may call me the crazy plant lady. I've got plants everywhere, as you can see.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got about, I last counted, I think I've got close to 60 pots of plants indoors. There's some that are propagating as well. My husband's not very happy, but it's keeping me sane. I'm telling him, there's a lot of wonderful oxygen and fresh air in the house.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. We need that as well. Very good. All right, so let's start off with your journey, and we'll go all the way back. What was your very first job?
Gosh, going very far back. It was actually a casual role that I did during uni days, and it was the very first casual retail promotion work. It was for a new Telstra and Docomo flip phone entrance into Australia, where I can't remember what the cost of it, but 1 megabyte of data was very, very expensive.
Right.
In terabytes, so that's how far back I'm giving you that it is. We had to stand outside Telstra mobile shops with this, I don't know, this horrendous yellow plastic thing that we had to wear so that we could attach the 3 phones, so that when people are walking past us, they would pick up the phone that was attached to us, and we would sell the phones to them, I guess. Yeah.
Very
Lots
good.
of retail promotions work.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So, and what made you want to sort of get into talent acquisition? What was the sort of drive for you?
For me, it's most of my roles, even with that retail job, a lot of it had to do with interacting with people.
Yeah.
And I find a lot of joy in, I guess, getting that energy and bouncing off that conversation with people. From that retail, I actually jumped into the agency world, where I started recruiting,
Right.
because I knew what I was recruiting for. I was recruiting for another one of me to go sell something somewhere.
Yeah, right.
And I thought that was really fun, but I didn't really quite like the agency environment that I was in.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to get a HR officer role at a utilities company called City Power and Powercore, and built that HR generalist background, whilst always having a keen eye for recruitment at that point, and then obviously leading and specializing in talent acquisition further down the track. But I really find that joy in being able to help and start that journey with candidates, and helping them achieve the dream of getting a job. I think of myself as a career matchmaker in that sense. You've got a company that wants someone, and then you've got someone that wants this company, and when you get them together, it's really heartwarming.
100%. I think what we do is essentially we just love matchmakers in a way, or talent love makers. Yeah. What do you find is the hardest aspect of your role?
I can really only speak to what I've done, but for myself, being able to successfully juggle the reactive needs of the organization, and also to start future planning about what we need, in 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line, that's always been really hard to balance BAU. Future planning, in terms of that strategy level, and then also the reactive, we need someone now, get bums in the seat. And also I don't think a lot of people, sadly, respect or understand how much work talent acquisition is. They take it for granted that you throw a job ad out and you'll get someone. They don't think about all the planning that goes around it, the understanding of behaviors and human interaction and personality and skill sets and etc. You know what I'm talking about. But they do take it for granted a little bit, and that for me is the hardest, is trying to articulate how important it is to get everything right in that process, so that we get the right person.
Yeah, you touched on a very interesting point, because I think, especially with talent acquisition, if you rush that process and you may potentially get a bad candidate, or not necessarily not the right fit of a candidate, that creates more unnecessary time or wasted time, and that can also destroy culture as well.
100%.
Yeah, right.
Getting the wrong person is so much worse. So if you can get everything right at the start, which is always hard, to do. That saves everyone a lot of time at the end.
Yeah, no, very good point. What do you, I guess you've already touched on it, but what do you love most about being a talent acquisition manager?
The relationships that I have built with my hiring managers, my line managers, the stakeholders that I work with, my peers.
Yeah.
I think recruiters and HR people in general are the best people to work with because we take things not seriously at all. We do and we don't. I
Yeah.
think we deal with so much seriousness in our day-to-day jobs where it's so black and white a lot of the times that we are very happy, joking, and we get along really well. So that's what I love about it. And the impact that I've had on, you know, someone and their careers journey. So, you know, I've run bulk recruitment campaigns for graduates and apprentices and trainees and entry-level customer service roles where I have been given that opportunity to help someone start their career.
Yeah.
And that's very rewarding.
Very good. All right. That's nice. I guess we'll go into the candidate side and just sort of trying to help people out in the market at the moment, especially during these unprecedented times. What would be your sort of 3 tips that you would advise candidates to allow them to sort of, or get them to stand out in the market?
It is difficult times for us here in Australia, especially. You know, we've got thousands of people that unfortunately have lost their jobs from COVID. It is very hard to stand out at the moment, particularly because everyone else next to you is shouting, me, get me the job. Yeah. I've heard stories from recruiters where they've posted up an ad and within the day they've gotten, you know, hundreds of applications. So they are swamped. It is hard. But I think for me, the top 3 tips would probably be making a list of things that you can control and things that are out of your control. So, you know, suffering a job loss because of COVID, because of the pandemic, that is out of your control. You can't control that. What can you do that you can control? So you can look at your cover letter, you can, you know, look at your CV, get someone else to look at it. Things like this are within your control.
Nice.
The second tip would probably be start networking. If you're not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. Because you need to start networking, following peers, following influencers within that space that you are in. For myself, I follow quite a lot of HR, recruitment, TA professionals, as well as social media people as well, to see what they're doing, trends that they're following, what they're posting about, what I probably need to learn about as well. And take the time to work out what you liked in your previous role or your current role, and focusing on those achievements that have made you the proudest, and then using that as, I guess, a key point of discussion in, you know, writing your cover letter, or if you are, you know, lucky enough to be called up for a phone interview or a face-to-face interview, talking about those achievements, because they probably will bring you joy and put a smile on your face, and that will help you, I guess, stand out a little bit more.
Some excellent tips there. Very good. Very, very good. And I guess through your time, especially in talent acquisition and through your experience, are there certain characteristic traits you look for when you're hiring someone?
Apart from, I guess, what we've put out in the key requirements and skill sets and the prerequisites, I guess that's a given.
Yeah.
For myself, when I'm sitting there and I'm conducting interviews with the managers, I'm looking at, you know, personality traits, leadership skills of what we can bring into the company that we either don't have or need more of.
Yeah.
But for me, it's really important I get really excited when I see someone who's really humble, yet they're able to articulate what they've done in their careers, and also show a willingness to grow and learn with the organization that they've applied for. Because that tells me that they're really keen and really want to be there with you, for you. And likewise, it works both ways, right? In the interview process, you're interviewing a candidate. And I always tell candidates that it's your opportunity to also interview us, you know, because you might be asking us some questions in the very important, do you have any questions for us section, where you go, no. And I kind of go, well, did you really want to work here? Because there's so many questions that you could ask.
Yeah. I think, yeah, no, really, really good point. I think it's always a two-way interview. I think candidates sometimes forget that. They think it's just a one-way from hiring managers questioning or the recruiter questioning. I think the candidate needs to definitely do their due diligence and find out more about the role, or if there's any uncertainty, clarify that as well. No, good points.
Definitely.
And what about, lastly, about yourself? What does the future hold for Sandra?
Oh, goodness me. Obviously, what I imagine or visualize for myself for 2020 has gone out the door for now. Not forever, just
Yeah.
parked for the moment. I had quite different ideas of what I'll be doing this year. A lot more traveling, obviously.
Yeah, right.
But I've always maintained that I will still be around within that talent acquisition industry, that I am still very much here. So whilst we're all picking ourselves up and recovering for 2020 to see what's next for us, I'll continue my journey, I think, and hopefully as a leader and influencer within that talent acquisition space.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Sandra, so much. And guys, if you are looking for an exceptional talent acquisition manager, Sandra is available. So please feel free to reach out to her. She's really, really good. I've dealt with her many, many times. So I'm sure you guys will be impressed as well. And also make sure to jump on Jobs for Australia as well. If you are looking for tips and just how to sort of better improve yourself and your job search. But thank you so much, Sandra, for joining me.
Thank you so much.